Hi, I'm Mark Cleghorn. Welcome to the Photographer Academy, and I'm just getting ready to set up for the day shooting some food photography, or it could be product photography, whichever. But really I want to kind of go through the setup of the flat lay image. So basically, as a rule, when we're photographing products, specifically food for me, I'll be doing kind of three main angles, plus obviously kind of moving around the set, but I'm going to be doing kind of a point of view, so actually as the viewer would look towards it and go ooh and ah and so on. There's going to be some kind of 45-degree angle shot as well, okay, so one from here, plus we usually actually go from one from above, and that's where we go for the flat lay image, derived from kind of magazine kind of layouts and so on, but it's pretty much one of the most common images that you see used in the likes of social media nowadays and things really. Right, now a general tripod will basically allow you to shoot down because all you really need to do is kind of loosen one of your kind of brackets. If the camera was on here now, it would have turned from this position to this position, and then obviously just need to rotate it round so it points down. But we're going to be restricted because of the legs and so on with it. Now, you've definitely used me, seen me use in films in the past, this kind of very old extension arm, and basically you just buy these to go onto pretty much any tripod as long as you can remove the head. That's really the point of this film, in fact, is showing you how to change the top of the tripod, adding this in for the kind of the flat lay. So if you know what to do, tune off, go watch another film, all right? Now, you've seen me use this in the past because we usually use it on the studio stand. And I'll usually have a kind of head on the one side. Then I'll also have the kind of the flat lay arm on the other side. This allows me to kind of quickly move between this kind of position going down, then going to the 45-degree before I can actually drop the studio stand down to shoot in the point of view, kind of actually in the flat part. So I want to show you how to do it on this, all right? So remember, if you know how to do this, tune off, go watch another film. The first things to do is basically extend the column up on the tripod because we need to take this top part off, all right? So I will excuse myself by trying to actually do this and look professional at the same time. But in the bottom of here, you're usually going to have three small grommet screws, and basically they are the part that kind of stop it from unrotating by mistake. So we know that if we loosen this little knob here, he says, this allows the kind of the head to move. However, if we didn't have these three grommets and you move this, it would actually untighten itself. So what I've got to do is just grab my screwdriver, flathead, and then I'm just going to go in and undo the grommet. Whoop. That's when you do it on camera. I'm using that as my excuse, yeah? So just, I don't want the grommet to come all the way out, otherwise you've got to kind of thread it in again. You guys might want to be doing this on the floor or whatever it is, with my back age and weight and things really, that basically make sure I'm kind of doing stuff so I'm not kind of kneeling or sitting down. So now I've kind of loosened this. So now all I've got to do is just take it off the tension and I unscrew it. Remember to unscrew those lugs enough, otherwise you could do some damage. So there's basically two ends. If you look at the top here, let me just lower this down again. If we look here, this is the 3/4 BSW size. I'm not sure what the metric version of that is now, but you'll usually find there's that's the main one that is used, the thicker one. However, some of the kind of more amateur kind of cost-effective, low-value ones, whatever is the term, they'll basically have a thinner end as well. All right, so don't worry about it. Most of these arms will come with an option on the two ends with it. So, as it is, this has been set up for a thinner arm. So what I need to do is take the grommets out, all right? So, in other words, before I can put the head on anyway, I'm going to need to remove the grommets out of here to put them onto the thick end. Why? Because this is going to need to go on there, and I need to do exactly the same as I just did with the untightening part. I need to actually make sure it's going to be tight. So I need to move the grommets from here to there when I've finished. Okay, I can do that in a minute. So this is going to go onto here. And then with the old arm that I've got here, basically it allows you to kind of almost thread it on, or you can basically just pull up your column and then start to actually push it in. Okay, so once I've kind of got the basic arm in place now, once more, just got to turn this upside down, and I'm just going to actually do up the grommet again. So these stay in. And you don't want to over tighten them, but they want to kind of take the little kind of, oh, you know what I mean, it's just that little on tight. Yep, do the other one as well. Okay, so that's kind of my basic flat lay done. Obviously the tripod now works in exactly the same way. Once I've kind of moved these grommets from the one end to the other end to make sure this is secure, it's pretty much there. You'll find though, if I kind of push the arm right to the end, yes, it's going to be far enough away, but you're going to want to actually counterweight this so you don't have any kind of falling over. Where possible, you still want to make sure that this points along the straight leg, so that will kind of help you more so it doesn't fall over anyway, but you're going to need to actually weight the back end here of some kind of thing. So whether it's a sandbag, bags of rice, whatever it is, we tend to use sandbags anyway, and then it's pretty much in place. But obviously this is when I'm working on location at clients' restaurants and so on. If I'm in studio, remember, I'd usually be working on the studio stand itself. So again, don't forget you can convert your tripod from one kind of style to another.